What do you cherish most in your life? Now imagine it's gone. This thought is painful, and it's a fear we live with every day. We cling tightly to the people and things we love, but this very act of clinging can poison our ability to enjoy them. What if there was a different way? A path to loving things more deeply, not by fearing their loss, but by accepting it from the very beginning. Today, we explore the profound and liberating Stoic practice of letting go and discover a paradoxical peace. The cup is already broken. It is hard for one whom fate strikes suddenly. He who constantly awaits the blows of fortune will bear them easily. Seneca, Consolation to Helvia. There is a story about a Zen master who had a beautiful, valuable cup. The master constantly repeated to himself, "The cup is already broken." He enjoyed the cup. He used it constantly. He showed it to his guests. But in his mind, it was already broken. And when one day the cup did indeed break, he simply said, "Of course, this is how the Stoics think." It is said that Epictetus had a good lamp. Since he never locked his house, the lamp was stolen. Epictetus bought a cheaper one to replace it so as not to become so attached to it in case it too was stolen. The feeling of devastation, when we are absolutely crushed and shocked by some event, is primarily an indicator of how unlikely we considered that event to be. No one is upset that it snows in winter because we accept and even expect it. But what about the events that surprise us? Perhaps we wouldn't be so stunned if we took the time to reflect on their possibility. Attachment is the enemy. In short, remember this. If you value anything that is outside your own free will, then you have lost your free will. Epictetus, Discourses. This story of the cup is not about pessimism. It's about a profound understanding of a fundamental human weakness, one that the Jesuit priest Anthony de Mello called the one and only thing that causes unhappiness. Its name is attachment. Attachment to a certain image of a person, to wealth and status, to a specific place or time, to a certain job or lifestyle. Attachments are dangerous for one reason: they are outside the realm of our free will. We do not control how long we will hold on to them. As Epictetus realized 2,000 years before de Mello, it is attachments that make it difficult for us to accept change. When we have them, we are unwilling to part with them. We become slaves to maintaining the status quo. We become like the Black Queen from Alice in Wonderland, running as fast as we can just to stay in the same place. However, everything is in constant change. We possess things for a while and then we lose them. The only thing we always have is pararesis, our free will, our ability to make reasoned choices. What we are attached to may come and go, but choice is flexible. The sooner we understand this, the better. The easier it will be to accept and adapt to what happens. Practice letting go of what is not yours. When you are attached to something, do not treat it as something that cannot be taken away, but treat it as something of the kind like a pot, like a glass cup, so that when they break, you, remembering what they were, do not fall into confusion. So here too, if you kiss your child, if a brother, if a friend, never give your imagination free rein and do not let your joy go wherever it pleases, but restrain them, hinder them like those who stand behind triumphing generals and remind them that they are human. In much the same way, you should remind yourself that you love a mortal, you love something that is by no means your own. It is given to you for the present. not as something that cannot be taken away and not forever. Epictetus discourses. So, if attachment is the enemy of our peace, how do we fight it? Epictetus gives us a powerful mental exercise. During a triumph, all eyes were on the victorious general. The triumph was one of the most coveted rewards in ancient Rome, and few noticed the slaves standing right behind the triumphator, whispering, "Memento mori," or "Remember you are mortal." What a reminder at the peak of fame and victory. We can learn to be that same whisper to ourselves. When there is something or someone particularly valued and precious to us, we can whisper, all of this is fragile, mortal, and not truly ours. No matter how strong and invincible something seems, it is not. We must remind ourselves that everything can break, disappear, leave us. The fear of loss is one of the deepest. Ignorance and pretense do not improve the situation. They simply mean that the loss, when it happens, will be even more jarring. Turns out funny. As for me, I would rather be sick than live in luxury, because sickness harms only the body, while luxury destroys both the body and the soul. To the body it brings sluggishness and weakness, and to the soul licentiousness and cowardice. Furthermore, luxury begets injustice, because it begets greed. Musonius Rufus lectures. This practice of mentally letting go of what we love seems difficult. But life has a strange and ironic way of teaching us this lesson. Stories of lottery winners often teach a lesson. A sudden windfall of money is a curse, not a blessing. A relatively short time after winning, many winners find themselves in even more difficult financial conditions. They lose friends and get divorced, and their whole life manages to turn into a nightmare because of an indecently large stroke of luck. One might recall the lyrics from the appropriately titled song No Leaf Clover by Metallica. Then it comes to be that the soothing light at the end of your tunnel slash was just a freight train coming your way. And what is the most common response from a person who has survived cancer, who has gone through what we all fear? It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Funny how that works, isn't it? Conclusion. The cup is already broken. What we love is mortal, and life's greatest blessings often come disguised as its greatest hardships. This is the challenging, paradoxical, and ultimately liberating wisdom of the Stoics. It teaches us to love more deeply by holding on more lightly, and to find strength not in avoiding pain, but in embracing the lessons it brings. If you are ready to practice this profound art of letting go, I invite you to subscribe and continue the journey. A sincere thank you to our partners for their support. Exploring their offerings is a great way to help our channel grow. Let's find freedom in acceptance together.